Right here, down. Protect your out. We put the work in. Let's finish. Come on, man. Let's do this. Family, I'll do 1, 2, 3.
You see, we dream chase, cause that's all we was given to start with. Then we realized the dream was obtainable. Now look at us.
What's going on, Eagles Nation and TMTP family? Welcome back to another episode here on the Main Thing Podcast Presents. It's your bull, Mr. Owns. And after further review, the call stands. I'm still official with no stripes. Eagles family, now look, y'all know what time it is. It's time for that midweek video, and we're locked in with the Main Thing Podcast Presents Fly Eagles Fly update. And what's on the video, you might ask, Mr. Owens? Look, great question. I got you covered. We got the latest moves, injury news, trade rumors, and legendary name returning to shake up the roster. All right. Now, look, before we get into this video, you already know, to our loyal supporters, thank you. Y'all know it's always love. Y'all know that the Main Thing Podcast Presents can't happen without the support from y'all. And to our new supporters, welcome to the community and our family. Look, let's continue to do our part as a community and a family. Please continue to like the videos. It does help with the visibility in the algorithm. Disrespect that comment section, share and subscribe to the community and our content. And last but not least, don't forget to do this. Make sure to turn on them noties and keep your ears and eyes peeled to the streets like your local neighborhood watch. Wow. So you don't miss when me and Big Hus drop this pressure on y'all. So let's get right into this video. So first off, we got roster moves. Look, this roster activity has been shaken up this week, and the Eagles have made some interesting moves this week. All right. The club opened up the practice window for, guess who? Jacorian Bennett. I was looking for him. I was looking for Blues Clues. I asked Steve, Blues Clues, look, where can I find? Because I didn't know where Jacorian Bennett was, especially going on with that cornerback 2 position right now. But look, the Eagles are giving him a shot to work back from IR. Now, that is big news for us and big news for the secondary. Hopefully Jacorian Bennett can get on track, and let's see what he can provide at that CB2 position given that opportunity. Now, on the flip side, edge rusher Nolan Smith, we know he remains on IR. No window was open this week for him, unfortunately. And practice squad adds guard Sua Opeta, signed to the practice squad. Welcome back. He is a familiar face here in Philadelphia. Now, you know what that brings? That brings some extra depth up front. All right, y'all, especially with all the shuffling and things going on with Cam Jurgens and Landon Dickerson. You know, we have to have as much depth as possible on the offensive line. And also, y'all, keep an eye on special teams and frontline moves. All right, each will add or subtract, and that matters basically off the injuries as they continue to mount. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, this is what this signals. The Eagles are shoring up depth, as we all know. Bennett's return could impact that cornerback room. The continued absence of Nolan Smith means, look, maybe the team will lean more heavily on the veterans or a trade option, maybe a Max Crosby. I know a Bradley Chubb, Jermaine Johnson with the New York Jets. Those are some names that have been floated around about possibility of Philly being interested in them. But look, we never know with Howie what he might pull out the hat. All right. So Opeta signing simply means it gives the offensive line some flexibility. So as we head into the back half of this 2025 NFL season, depth equals resilience. All right. So now, which roster move intrigues y'all the most? This is a question I wanted to pose to y'all. Which roster move intrigues y'all the most? Is it Jacorian Bennett's return, Sua Opeta signing, or something else that y'all have heard about? Look, let's see y'all take and let me know down in that comment section. All right. So now let's shift gears onto the injury report. Let's check on this board here. All right, because it's a key part of what the team is dealing with this week. All right. Wide receiver Arthur Juan K missed practice with a hamstring issue. Now, look, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, this can be a big, big concern, given the production that we just seen from him as recent as this last Sunday against the Minnesota Vikings. We all know that Arthur Juan K is a top 5 bona fide receiver in the NFL. He can run every route. He is a difference maker. So we have to keep a monitor on that and see how the rest of the week plays out. Maybe he might miss the game. Maybe he might not, but let's hope and pray that the hamstring is not as significant and can hamper AJ Arthur Juan K. Brown. So center Cam Jurgens, we all know he had a knee issue and he did not participate. Also, linebacker Jeremiah Trotter Jr., he was dealing with the ankle issue and he also did not participate. Cornerback Adoree Jackson, he had a concussion from that hit in the Minnesota Vikings game against Jordan Mason. He also did not participate. Now we do have some good, well, I ain't gonna say good, great news on our hands, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages. Brandon Graham, yeah, Brandon Graham, what you thought? I thought he retired. Nah, that BG, he was listed as a full participant this week despite coming out of retirement. Y'all know he got some fresh legs. He said he feels great and refreshed, and he's ready to get back on that field and help this ball club and organization any way that he possibly can. And why this matters is because, look, why all of this injury news matters is simple. The offense needs Arthur Juan K at full strength, plain and simple. Missing Cam Jurgens and Landon Dickerson, if his back and ankle issues continue to flare up, could impact the protection of QB1. All right. Now on defense, missing Adoree Jackson and Jacorian Bennett just returning, that shakes up the secondary depth. And Graham's return gives a boost to the edge. More on that in a minute. Un momento. Another question I want to pose to y'all: if AJ Brown, Arthur Juan K is limited or does in fact sit out against the New York Giants on Sunday, who do you expect to step up in the offense? Drop y'all comments again down below. We love to hear from our supporters and our family. And I told y'all just one sec on another topic, right? Now, guess what? That time has come. Look, it's a big one, y'all. It is a big one. The return of Brandon Graham. Let's break down what it all means. Now, who is he and what's his legacy? Brandon Graham has been a pillar of this franchise. He was drafted in 2010, has played his entire career with the Birds, all right? His entire career in Midnight Green. He does hold the franchise record for games played, and now is preparing for what could be and what will be his 16th NFL season. Boy, oh boy, that man been around for a minute. He is a true OG and all with Philadelphia. That is simply amazing. He is a 2-time Super Bowl champion with the team and has one of the iconic plays in franchise history with his strip sack of Tom Brady late in the Super Bowl.
Brady's in the gun. 4-man rush. Brady moves up. He's hit the ball. George free. It's picked up by Philadelphia. Picked up on the play by Barnett. It was loose and Brady was trying to throw. He was hit the ball. George free.
Now, why he's back and what Brandon Graham could potentially bring. After announcing his retirement early in 2025, Graham re-signed with the Philadelphia Eagles this week. The timing just aligns with what the team needs currently with the edge rushing in the edge group. All right. Injuries and departures have thinned the pass rush room, and now what Brandon Graham's return can simply mean to us. All right. So instant leadership and experience. We all know that a veteran voice in the locker room. He has his edge rushing ability, even if he's not 100% of his prime, y'all. He knows how to win when you need an edge rusher to win on a third downs and things like that to get off the field. Brandon Graham provides that for this defense. He's a cultural fit. No matter how old he is, he still spits in with the culture that we have built here in Philadelphia. The younger players see him and knows what it means to be a true professional in Philadelphia. And also, it's added more depth at a critical position. With the edge group being banged up, having BG back could be a game changer. And also what BG adds is accountability. He's going to hold those around him and everybody accountable because he sees the team's potential. He knows who and what is inside this locker room and everybody in this organization. And I just like the fact that, look, he's going to come, no nonsense. He's going to laugh and joke and talk his junk as we know BG does. But the one major thing that I know that BG will do is be that veteran presence and hold everyone accountable because he wants to see everybody at their very best, including himself. Now, what does this mean for the team as a whole right now? The Eagles don't have to entirely bet on the young edge rushers, all right? They have a proven option. Defensively, when the chips are down, you can rely on somebody who's been there and done it at a very high level and for a very, very long time. From an intangible perspective, though, look, when BG walks into the meeting, I guarantee you them young pups and them young dogs are going to listen to the old head and take all the words and wisdom and knowledge that he is giving out to them. Hopefully they're picking up when he is putting down. And for the community and the fan base, of course, it is a shot of adrenaline boost. It's in the DNA. Y'all know what it is. It's a statement that this team expects to win right now. And that's what we're going to continue to do. So some possible changes coming up in the forefront is he's coming off of a torn triceps. We all know that, and time away from full speed action and reps on an NFL playing field. So he may be eased in gently. All right. The team must manage his snaps and ensure that he is not overextended, especially with him coming back in the middle of the season. He does have fresh legs and things like that, knows the defense and knows all that. But we have to make sure that we guide him in easily and don't overuse BG, but use him in an effective manner. The young players still have to perform simply. Just because BG's coming back doesn't mean that Jalen Hunt, Nolan Smith, when he returns, Josh Uche, Azeez Ojulari, and those boys don't have to perform. It means that they have to not only do what they've been doing, but add a little bit more because now you got the OG in the room and he's going to expect, he's going to hold you all to high regards and high standards. And that's what I love from Brandon Graham. But BG, again, he's a plus, but he's not a cure every issue for the defensive line. Now, look, if BG, if you can give BG a snap count, right? Or this week, if he does play, would you give him a 10 to 15% or a 25 to 35% snap count? Like, what would you do? Me personally, I think that maybe you can give him like 5 snaps, work his way in 5 to 10 snaps and things like that. Let him get the feel for the game again and gradually just work his way in. But we do want to hear from y'all. So let us know down in the comment section. As we move on to this next topic, we have some rumors and trade watch. Y'all know how Howie and this organization gives it up. So look, one big rumor, the Eagles are reportedly interested in cornerback Tariq Woolen with the Seattle Seahawks as coverage depth remains a concern. Now, I'm going to tell you, Mr. Owens will let you know that I am out on Tariq Woolen. He is a very interesting prospect. He's 6'4", about 205, 210. If I'm not mistaken, can run with the best of them and things like that. But what my issue is with Tariq Woolen is sometimes he lacks his coverage ability. Sometimes he gets lost and can't locate the football when thrown his way. He kind of reminds me of Keely Ringo. And to add on another thing about Tariq Woolen is he simply got beat out in Seattle. He kind of fell out of favor there with the new head coach, Mike McDaniel. Or Mike McDonald, I'm sorry, who was formerly the Baltimore Ravens defensive coordinator, but he got beat out by Josh Jobe. We all know Josh Jobe here. Josh Jobe used to be on a practice squad with us and things like that, and got a few shots to play on the active roster. But if you can't beat Josh Jobe out in Seattle, I don't think that Tariq Woolen will be an instant impact and that type of cornerback that we need in the 2025 season. So with the edge room, adding BG helps, but the team still might explore one piece if the market does present itself. As I was mentioning earlier, it's a few edge rushers that's out there that are possibly on Philly's radar. So we just have to continue monitoring that. And the philosophy is the team isn't selling. We're in a win now mode. We're 5-2. We have aspirations to go to the Super Bowl. So, we're contending. So the deals will be selective and narrow. We'll probably go depth additions and value pickups, not fire sales. Keep an eye on the practice window for Bennett. If he is cleared and active, that might change how aggressively Philly pursues an additional corner. Like I said, again and again, I think Jacorian Bennett can fill that position, but also I just want to make sure that we cover ourselves with the cornerback 2 position. I don't want that to be our Achilles heel and our downfall, but I know that Howie will exhaust all of his options, do all of his leg work, and make sure that he puts the best product on the field possible. All right. So, Mr. Owens, what you giving us all this information? You've been talking about the Eagles with all these moves and things like that. What does it all mean? Now, if we look ahead, it's time to tie all of this together. What this all means as we head into the rest of the 2025 NFL season. The Eagles are primed, and I'm not talking about rib. All right, roster moves, so attention to depth. Injuries are real, but being managed. With BG no longer just a hype return, but a realistic contributor, the defense gets an extra gear, all right? If Arthur Juan K's hamstring lingers, maybe, just maybe, the offense leans more on Devontae Slim Reaper Smith, and the defense must pick up more of the slack. And look, BG is there to help. If that is the case, the trade rumor angle does tell us, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, that the front office is comfortable but vigilant, just monitoring it, scoping the scene. We're obviously in a win now mode. We know what this organization chases. We know what this city chases. We know what this fan base, everybody that is included in Eagles Nation, what we chase and desire, and that is a Super Bowl. So what the front office is going to do as far as putting us in the best position to succeed, to get to where we ultimately want to go. Look, so now, before I go, all right, if you could pick one thing that you're most hyped about, right, for the Eagles in this next month, what could it possibly be, or what would it be? For a better question, all right, would it be BG snap count? Would it be Arthur Juan K getting back on track and getting healthy? Would it be the trade deadline moves, or some of the young dogs stepping up? Let us know down in the comment section. But yeah, family, supporters, look, that is the midweek video. I hope that you all having a blessed week, and I hope that you all have some fun plans for the weekend. You're excited to get out, do all that. Y'all know that we got our game on Sunday versus the New York Giants. But look, be on the lookout, because obviously, as you know, this video is going to be followed up tomorrow by Big Husk's end of the week video. And then me and Big Hus we'll do a preview of the New York Giants on Saturday. So look, keep y'all ears and eyes peeled to the streets like y'all local neighborhood watch. All right. So y'all don't miss any of that. But again, it always is a pleasure doing these videos for y'all, bringing this information to y'all. It's just fun to be living my purpose in doing something that I'm passionate about and something that I love for the supporters who love us. But look, again, if y'all don't know who I am, I go by Mr. Owns. And this is the Main Thing Podcast Presents, where we keep the main thing the main thing. All right. But look, to our loyal supporters, y'all thought I was going to get out and not talk to y'all, huh? Y'all know Mr. Owns, don't forget that. To our loyal supporters, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Y'all know it's all love. The Main Thing Podcast Presents can't happen without the support from y'all. All right. And to our new supporters, welcome to the community and our family. Let's continue to do our part as a community and a family. Please continue to like the videos. It does help with the visibility in the algorithm. Disrespect that comment section. Look, that comment section, the like button, look, the everything is right down there. Go ahead and stop playing around with that. Share and subscribe to the community and our content. And last but not least, you better not forget to do this. Make sure to turn on the notification bells, also known as the Liberty Bell looking thingy, so you don't miss when Swoop comes out with the Eagles news and updates. But again, it's been a pleasure. I hope that you all continue to have a productive day. And look, we'll catch you again. We'll reconvene again, but y'all stay blessed. Y'all know it's all love.
I was gonna make a lot of money doing what I wanted to do. I went after it, and it was a struggle to achieve it. But you know what? I caught that bitch. Dream chasing.